How did I get involved with working with BDPA? Well, it actually dates back quite a few years. I've been involved with BDPA since 1979. Yeah, I know. I guess that's 30 years ago now, right? I got involved while I was working with the American Red Cross in Philadelphia as a computer operator, and realizing that there weren't many folks that looked like me when I attended various conferences and training activities and so forth. And it was rather rewarding that I found an organization that mirrored my experiences of life at that time, but more importantly was about promoting the well-being of minorities, and in particular black individuals in our community, promoting our ability to rise through the ranks, to go from the classroom to the boardroom, as the mantra says. And it was a very rewarding experience because, as a byproduct of that, I've had a very good journey through the technology profession, and a lot of that has been because of some of those early trainings and teachings that I absorbed through BDPA. What has been the most rewarding aspect of my working with BDPA? Well, there's actually been a number of fronts. First, I've had the opportunity to meet and interact with and exchange ideas and even build a sense of camaraderie with a number of extremely talented individuals, with a number of celebrities in the technology arena, with CEOs, with individuals that you wouldn't normally come in contact with directly, that you would be able to build any form of rapport with. So for me, it's been rewarding from that standpoint to have that level of interaction with professionals, IT professionals around the country. Second aspect for reward, from my perspective, is knowing that there are now individuals in our workforce, individuals that, while they may not be in the Philadelphia community at large, that are now better positioned to explore and rise through the ranks of technology in their own ranks, on their own rights rather, as a byproduct of the time they spent with individuals such as myself and others who were and are leaders in the BDPA realm of technology professionals. And the final thing, as I look at one of those rewarding aspects, is I look at the youth that we have, in fact, aided through this labyrinth of technology development, and have positioned them to become folks that we'd be extremely proud of in the future. Individuals that will be able to demonstrate their wares meaning their ability to lead, their ability to reason, their ability to think, their ability to code, all those aspects that are related to technology, but knowing that as a byproduct of the time that we spent with them, those individuals are now going to be much further along in their career paths, and hopefully they in turn will reach back to help others as we've helped them. A defining moment in my life. Well, I'm going to take that question as one that relates to my experience with BDPA. I recall back in, I guess it was somewhere around 1979, 1980, yeah, no, some years ago, a very defining moment for me in which I went to my manager, and by the way, Caucasian individual, gentleman, of which I, at that time, I still do have a very good relationship with, had a lot of respect for him. But I went to him to say to him, listen, Ed, I'm going to go into this meeting this evening. I may need to leave a little early so I can attend this this meeting, this new organization I found. And he said, oh, okay, what's the name of the organization? So I said, well, the name of the organization was the Black Data Processing Associates. We were Black Data Processing Associates at those days, and necessarily just simply BDPA. I said, I'm going to attend the Black Data Processing Associates meeting. So I remember him looking at me, the strange look, and he put his hand on his shoe and said, So Donald, tell me, what is it that is different about a black data processor from a white data processor? In my arrogance, cockiness, and I guess somewhat rebellious mood at that time, I did the same thing. I looked at him and I put my hand on my chin and I said, well, for the most part, the big difference between the two is we get paid a lot less and get a lot less respect for what we do equally as well. Yeah, Ed and I still talk about that comment, and to this day he reminds me of how I responded to that question. And to this day he applauds me for having the conviction at that young age in my career of standing up and making that kind of statement. Yeah, it was a defining moment for me, pretty much so. It's a good question. Who is my hero? It's so easy for us to answer that question in abstract terms, but mine really is very simple and might seem somewhat predictable, but my hero is my mother. Why? Well, simply put, she's not a well-educated woman, but very intelligent. She's not the technoid, but she's now communicating with me on Skype. She has lived her life in a very modest approach, but more importantly, she has surrounded me with nothing but love. Love that at a time, growing up in Savannah, Georgia through the 50s and in the 60s, and yes, I am that old, going through that time frame, we were taught, so to say, that you should not expect to succeed beyond your position, as it was put. And we all know that at that time, unfortunately, meant don't expect to be more than what we allow you to be. Well, my hero, my mother, Julie Campbell, made sure that I always had in my mind that don't ever settle. You be what you want to be. If you want to be the top, the best, the number one, then you can be that. If you want to settle for being number two and you're comfortable with that, then be that. So, without question, my hero is my mother. And to this day, there's no one else who can top that in my book. No artist, no super character, no millionaire, no nothing. Just mom. What advice would I give to individuals considering donating to BETF? Pretty simple. Look around the community. Whether you're in Philadelphia, whether you're in Boston, whether you're in Baltimore, Los Angeles, Florida, Omaha, doesn't matter. Look around your communities. There is no other organization that is positioned as well as BDPA to render assistance to minorities, both students and professionals, those who are in the technology arena, those who aspire to be, those who are in the lower ranks of the technology hierarchy, to those who are sitting in the boardroom. There's no organization better positioned to ensure and nurture and care for that growth than BDPA. But let's face it, while we have the vision, we are actively working through the mission, achieving our goals and objectives. But let's face it, it requires resources. It requires financial resources, to be more specific. That's where organizations such as yours can be great partners, great allies, to assist us in accomplishing this somewhat, overwhelming task of ensuring that there is somewhat of a level playing field, to provide an opportunity for those that are going to manage our technology environments, manage our workshops, that are going to ensure that the jobs that are technology based are not all driven offshore, but are going to be equally awarded to those who have the talent and ability right here in the United States. Well, we can do the work. We're positioned to do the work, the hard work, the down the trenches work, but we can't accomplish it without your support. Won't you help? Be our partner. We'll be yours. Together, we will see a difference in that journey from the classroom to the boardroom.